Namaste, good morning. So this is going to be about an hour practice. We're going to start with some gentle movement. We'll barely get off the floor, some stretching, just to really prepare the body for pranayama and meditation. So all you need is some place to lie down, possibly a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can grab a towel just for some simple stretches. And then some place to sit. So we are going to sit for a good amount of time, at least 20 minutes, for some breathing and meditation. And so you can sit on a cushion, you can sit on folded blankets. You guys, if you're not used to sitting, grab a chair. You're going to be so much happier. It's not about misery, right? So it'll make the practice more enjoyable if you have a chair to sit in. So get whatever you need, and we're going to start on our back. So go ahead and lie flat on your back, bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, and take your feet kind of wide. So feet about the width of your mat or a little wider than your shoulders. And if it's comfortable, just let the knees knock in towards each other. So they actually hold each other up. Your knees support each other. And then close your eyes. And place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Let the elbows rest comfortably on the floor. And just take a deep, full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Soften into gravity. And again, like that, deep, full breath in through your nose. Little more inhale than you think you have available. And then open your mouth, sigh it out. Soften into gravity. One more breath like that, deep, full breath in through your nose. Make it a little more deep and full than you have yet this morning. And open your mouth, let it go. Relax the shoulders. Soften into your mat. Let go of any deep breath, let go of any manipulation of breath, and simply observe your breath as it is. So you're not lengthening, you're not deepening, you're just watching. Watch each inhale as it comes in. And watch each exhale as it goes out. See if you can feel your breath with your hands. So again, maybe the breath is in and out of the belly, maybe the chest, maybe somewhere else. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just a means to narrow our attention. And those of us that have a yoga practice or breathing practice, we tend to actually automatically lengthen and deepen. So there's no effort. You're letting it be the best you can. Just observing this morning where your breath may go in your torso. You may feel the breath actually rise and fall in the torso somewhere. You may not, and that's okay too. No judgment. It's all good. Can you feel the breath possibly in and out your nose or in and out your mouth, maybe a little both? Can you literally feel the passage of air as it goes in and out your body? So subtle. Right, and it's okay if you can't. Just pay attention. Right, so we use the breath as a means to become present. The awareness of the breath. Each inhale as it comes in, and each exhale as it goes out. And then from there, we're just going to move into some gentle Ujjai breaths. So if you can, you're going to do the best you can to shift your breath into nostril breathing only. So you're going to do the best you can to breathe in and out your nose. And now we're going to just count a few cycles of breaths. So from the beginning of your inhale to the end, you're going to count with numbers. And from the beginning of your exhale to the end, you're going to count with numbers. And just do that for 3 or 4 cycles of breath on your own. And then whatever you noticed in the length of your breath today, this moment, can you just add a few seconds onto the inhales and the exhales? So you're doing the best you can to breathe in and out your nose and lengthen your breath. Not a tremendous amount, just a subtle amount. Enough to make it a little challenging, a little longer, but not a strain, not a stressor. Again, in and out the nose, lengthening your breath the best you can in this moment. And then notice when the mind goes somewhere else, because that's what it does. It tends to wander away from this moment, generally to the past or the future. And so the breath is present, always here. And we use the breath to bring us back, to keep us present. So we just notice the mind isn't here when we do. And we guide it back to the next inhale or exhale. Right? Without labeling, without judging. It's a practice of presence. And then finally with the breath, you guys, can you deepen the breath? So breathe in full and complete breaths, right? So you want to feel your belly expand, your chest, your side body, your back body, the whole torso filling up like a balloon symmetrically, so full and complete with every single inhale. And then allowing your exhales to be complete. When you think you're done exhaling, consider exhaling for a few more seconds. Even if there's no more air left, keep exhaling. So once again, we're creating a quality to our breath, conscious quality to our breath, long, deep, smooth, even rhythmic breaths, in and out your nose. And we call this in yoga Ujjai breath. Now we're just going to do some gentle movements this morning before we go into the pranayama and meditation. The arms are going to go wide. The knees can open so they're over your ankles. And on your next inhale, you guys, let your knees and hips drop to one side. Super gentle. And then on an exhale, come back to center. So move with the rhythm of your breath. You don't have to be with me. On an inhale, you go the other way. Knees, hip drop. Spine will follow. And on an exhale, we come back to center. So long, deep, smooth, rhythmic breaths. Allow your movement to go with your breath this morning. Breathing in, you move. The knees and hips drop. The spine will rotate. And breathing out, you move. Long, smooth, deep inhale. Let the knees release. Let the spine follow. And slow and steady exhale back to center. 3 or 4 more. Again, your breath and movement. Marry your breath with your movement this morning. And then 1 more each side. Allow, feel how the spine responds to the knees and the hips. And then next time, you guys, your knees fall to the right, pause there. So let the knees, hips drop all the way over to the right and pause. And if it's comfortable, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of the knees, allowing for a little bit deeper of a spinal rotation.
And if you guys, it feels like too much intensity in the body anywhere, just prop your legs. Put them on a blanket, put them on a couch pillow, put them on a cat or dog if there's one available. And we're going to stay in the rotation for 5 full deep breaths. Ujjai breaths in and out the nose. If you want more sensation, feel free to grab the bottom leg, the right leg, cross the ankle over the top thigh, and just let that shape be a little heavier. And if you go into it and feel like at some point it's too much, you release. 3 full breaths here, long, deep, smooth, rhythmic breaths in and out your nose. Truly using the least amount of physical effort to be in the shape. And final breath here, feeling that space and openness in the side body and waist. And then when you're ready, gently make your way to the center. And second side. So both knees will drop over to the left or your second side. Pause for a moment, just notice what you're feeling here, right? If you need less sensation, you put something underneath your thighs. If you want more sensation, the bottom ankle can cross over the top thigh. Right, we're looking for a gentle amount of stretch and opening, nothing vigorous this morning. And if you want to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees, feel free. And shift back to Ujjai breath, in and out your nose. And take 5 full, deep, long, smooth breaths here. You're going to do the best you can to give into gravity. Allow the weight of the legs to be heavy. And just sense the opening in the side body, the hips, the waist. Just 3 more full breaths here. Again, noticing when the mind wanders and just gently guiding it back to the next inhale or exhale. And then final breath. When you're ready, gently make your way back to the middle with the legs. We're going to stand on the floor, feet hip width apart, so a little closer than you had them probably. Arms are going to come in a little closer to the body. And we're going to articulate the spine. So on an inhale, you're going to roll your hips and spine up, all the way up onto your shoulder blades. And on an exhale, you're going to roll back, down. So again, link your breath and movement together. No need to be with me. Breathing in to roll your spine, peel the spine, lift the hips, open the front thighs. And breathing out to roll down. In and out your nose the best you can. Lengthen, steady breath. Almost like you're sucking air through a straw. Again, linking the breath and movement together. Try to peel one little backbone at a time. Feel the weight bearing in the feet. Feel just as much weight in the inner edge of the feet as the outer edge of the feet. Feel just as much weight in the toes as the heels. So there's a sense of pulling the knees forward away from the head. Lengthening the spine. Creating space in the spine. And a few more like this with your breath. And then final one, peel your hips and spine up, and this time we're going to pause. So you guys, it's not a back bend this morning. It's just a flat line, like a plank position. Try to lift your pubic bone more. Reach your knees out longer so you're getting a subtle opening across the front thighs. Soften the face, the shoulders. Notice the quality of the breath. Notice where your attention is. Bring it back to the breath and the body. And feel that you're standing on your shoulder blades. So you're not on your shoulder heads. Again, it's not a back bend, just a subtle opening of the front body. The whole upper back is grounded, so the shoulders stay relaxed, the face and jaw stay soft. 2 more full deep breaths here. And then on your next exhale, gently roll down. And we're going to move into a hamstring stretch. So if you have a strap, grab it. If you don't, just grab a towel or a belt. You're going to loop your right foot, extend the leg to the ceiling. And then if you can, you're going to extend your left leg out to straight on the floor. And if that doesn't work, you guys feel free to keep that left knee bent. So hold your towel or strap in 2 hands. kind of slide your hands down towards the end of the towel or strap so you have less tension in the arms, so your elbows just hover right above the floor. And come back to your Ujjai breath, in and out the nose. Vigorously reach through the heels, so there's some energy out through the inner and outer edge of the heels. And pull your stretching leg towards you guys as much as you can, keeping a neutral pelvis. So we're keeping the tailbone on the mat. We're not allowing the lower back to press into the floor. We're honoring that kind of natural curve in the lower back. And we're doing the best we can to keep the hips level, side to side. And let's take 5 more full breaths here. So everybody exhale completely. Play with me for a moment. And then take a deep full inhale through your nose. And again, exhale, just sigh it out your mouth. Kind of feel that vibration and release in the back of the throat. One more time, let that deep full breath in through your nose, deeper and fuller than you think you can. And once again, open your mouth, sigh it out. Feel the sense of releasing tension in the shoulders, and really feel the vibration in the back of the throat. Now back to Ujjai breath, closed mouth, in and out the nose, and see if you can find that vibration in the throat on the inhale and the exhale. So there is a sound to Ujjai breath. It sounds a little bit like Darth Vader. Right, so as we inhale, we're actually creating that subtle vibration in the back of the throat that sounds like a whisper. And as we exhale, again, we're with the mouth closed, feeling that same sense of in the back of the throat. So once again, there's a subtle vibration in the throat, feels a little bit like whispering, both on the inhale and the exhale, and that helps us feel the steadiness and smoothness in the breath. That also helps keep us present because of the vibration and the sound. One more full deep Ujjai breath here in your hamstring stretch. And then second side. So go ahead and switch legs. Again, if you're feeling pretty tight today, you can keep this other knee bent. If you'd like to extend it out on the mat, feel free. And pull this leg towards you as much as you can. Straighten as much as you can. Pull it towards you as much as you can this morning without shifting the pelvis and the spine. So if we pull in too far, the whole tailbone lifts. We want to keep the tailbone on the mat. If we pull in too far, the whole left hip kind of creeps up higher than the right. We want to keep our hips level. So there's an awareness of posture and alignment as we continue to lengthen and deepen the breath. About 5 deep, full breaths here. Again, working the least amount possible to be in the shape. Letting the shoulders be soft, the breath be deep and full. Again, there's a smoothness and a steadiness in the breath, or at least we're working towards that, right? It's practice, be patient. And every time you notice your mind somewhere else, you just bring it back to the next inhale or exhale and start again. And this is the practice of yoga. 2 more full breaths in your hamstring stretch. And then when you're ready, release. Let's hug both knees into the chest, rounding your back. Let the tailbone lift, the lower back release. And just rock from side to side a few times across your lower back. And we'll do one more stretch here on our back, and that's called Figure 4 stretch. So the feet can start on the floor. And we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. And we're just going to push the knee open until we feel some opening in that outer right hip. And this might be enough. If you want more, you're going to reach to the back of the left thigh and pull that whole shape in towards you. So we're still trying to maintain somewhat of a neutral pelvis, heavy tailbone, hips level side to side. And take 5 deep full breaths in the outer hip stretch. Again, try to keep the shoulders soft, so work minimally to be in the shape. We're efforting to be in the shape without any tension. And feel the fullness and depth in the breath. So you guys, when we start to get a little more practiced in the breath, it feels somewhat calming and comforting. Last 2 breaths here. And then gently release, second side. Opposite ankle over knee. Again, this might be enough. Just push the knee open until you feel an opening in that outer left hip. If you want more, you can pull the whole shape in towards you. Keep a little activity in the crossed ankle, right? It tends to, if the ankle relaxes too much, we're not going to feel as much stretch in the hip. If we keep the foot flexed and the ankle active, you'll get a little more stretch in that outer hip. Let the shoulders soften. Feel the fullness and depth in the breath, you guys. And as you're lying on your back, can you sense more breath in the back body? Can you actually feel your inhales imprinting your back rib cage into the floor? So once again, the whole torso expands like a balloon blowing up, almost ready to pop. And you're allowing your exhales to be complete. 2 more full breaths here in this outer hip stretch. Soften something. And then gently release, hug both knees into your chest, round your back. And if you can, lift your head and chest. And we're just gonna rock on the spine. If that doesn't feel good, you guys skip it. Make your way all the way up. And we're gonna come onto our hands and our knees for just a few more stretches, and then we'll get into our seated position. So all the way onto your hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists, hips right over knees. And let's do a few cat-cows. So on an inhale, lift your chest and tail. And on an exhale, round your spine. Again, link your breath and movement together. Breathing in, chest and tail lifts. And breathing out, round your spine. A few more, back and forth. So you guys, the reason we do asana, right, postures, which is what I think a lot of us have figured is yoga, is to prepare us to sit, right? That's the purpose of the postures, to prepare the body to be able to sit for long periods of time for meditation. And then 1 more. And then just come to neutral. Lift the waist. And on an inhale, we're gonna lift the right hand up, rotate the chest, reach to the ceiling. And on an exhale, the hand comes down. On an inhale, we'll go the other way. Turning the chest, keeping the hips facing the floor. And exhale, release. Again, breathe and move. Inhale, rotate your spine. Ground your shins. And exhale down, still moving with Ujjai breath if we can. Breathing in. And breathing out. And 1 more each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. And final 1. And pause in your cat position. Final stretch here before we sit. Let's step the right leg forward for a hip flexor stretch. And we're going to scoot the back knee back as much as our body will allow for. If you need to pad your back knee, you guys feel free to kind of double over the mat or use blankets or pillows. So if you can, you're going to take the hands on the inside of the front foot. And that might mean walking the foot to the right a little bit. Let your hips drop forward and down. Don't shove, just release. And if you want more, feel free to take your forearms on the floor or books or any kind of prop you can find. If you want less, you can prop yourself up a little bit. So find just enough in the shape, meaning you're feeling some sensation, some stretch, but you're not feeling so much that it's causing you to compromise that quality of breath or create more tension. 5 breaths. How much can you let go of? Feel the release in the hips. Feel the letting go. This is a practice. Returning over and over again to the steady, full, lengthened, deep, smooth breaths in and out your nose. 2 more breaths here in this hip flexor stretch. Keep the awareness of the breath. Keep the quality in the breath, and however you need to, you guys transition to your second side. So often in the transitions, we lose the attention, right? So keep your attention on your breath as you step that second leg forward. Find what you need on this side. It might not be anything like the other side. The back knee scoots back as much as you can manage. If you want to go deeper, the forearms can come to the floor. The whole time aware of each inhale and each exhale. So not shoving to get anywhere nor resisting the sensation or the idea of the body dropping, the hips dropping a little deeper. 5 full breaths on this side. Notice if there's resistance, try to let go. Notice if you're over-efforting, try to let go. Last 2 full breaths, just giving into gravity. Being content where you're at, in the hips, in the body, in this moment. Final full breath. And we'll gently make our way back into a child's pose. So sit your hips back if you need to widen your knees. You guys feel free. If child's pose is not super cozy and comfortable, just lie on your back, hug your knees into your chest. The forehead will rest. If it doesn't reach the floor, you can stack your forearms. But do allow the head to rest completely. If you're on your back, that's wonderful, you guys. Knees hug into your chest. And just take a few final deep, full Ujjai breaths here. Sense more breath expanding the back body. Really feeling a sense of releasing any extra holding or gripping with your exhales. And final deep, full breath here. And then when you're ready, make your way up to seated. Awesome. So again, the movements, you guys, are meant to help our body be able to sit. Sitting is not comfortable for most of us. So we're going to find a comfortable seat and we're going to be there for a while, probably about 20 minutes. So again, if you have pillows, blankets, you can stack blankets. You want something somewhat firm. And you guys, please feel free to sit in a chair. So grab a chair. If it's more comfortable to be in a chair, it'll help your practice so much. You guys, this is about self-care. It's about taking care of yourself. So do what you need to do that. And you can shift your seat at any point in time. Let's sit. So when you're seated, you guys, I'm up on a cushion right now. When you're seated on the ground, like if I were not to sit on my cushion, if my knees are higher than my hips, at some point I'm going to be pretty miserable in my hips and my lower back. So what you want to sit your tushy high enough, and again, get very creative, that you feel like your knees are below your hips, your waist, right? And so my knees are kind of dropping out of my hips and I don't feel as much tension, or hopefully I don't feel any tension in my hips or my lower back. Yeah, so find a comfortable seat. And if you are in a chair, legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, hopefully if your feet reach the floor, it's a little more grounding. And just close your eyes. Let your hands rest gently in your lap, either palms down or up. But once you find your seat, you guys, we are going to try to stay. If you're feeling extremely uncomfortable, so much so that you can't focus, you shift gently. Otherwise, we do try to sit for as long as possible without moving. And then once you've found a comfortable seat, just gently blink your eyes closed. Feel a subtle lift through the crown of the head. And then for a moment, just observe the breath as it is. So we've let go of the manipulation of the breath. We've let go of Ujjayi breath, and kind of like we started the practice about 30 minutes ago, just notice the natural ebb and flow of your breath right now. Notice the inhales as they come in, and the exhales as they go out. And just observe without lengthening, without deepening. Soften your shoulders and feel the tallness
and the support of the posture and the spine without over-efforting. And just watch a few more cycles of breath. So we're going to start off this morning with Ujjai breath, with alternate nostril breathing. So if you want to blink your eyes open and take a peek, feel free. I'm going to talk you through it, and I will start talking you through it, and then I'll kind of let you guys go on your own. So one hand will lift, doesn't matter which hand, and I'm going to start you guys together. You're going to use, really, we're not going to do it traditional, whatever's comfortable. So everybody together, we're going to inhale deeply. And exhale completely. So finish your exhale. Complete the exhale. And then close your left nostril off with one finger. So your right nostril's open. You're going to inhale through the right nostril for a count of 5. Close off the right nostril with your thumb. Open the left. And you're going to exhale out your left for a count of 5. You're going to inhale through that left nostril for a count of 5. Close it off, open the right, and exhale for a count of 5, slow and steady. Inhale through the right. Close it off, open the left. And exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it off, open the right, and exhale. So you can blink your eyes closed if you like. If you need them open, feel free. Inhale through the right, about a count of 5. Close it off, open the left, exhale slow and steady, still Ujjai, still steady, smooth breath, all the way out the left. Right, and if this is too intense, you guys shorten the breath a little bit. If you have a deeper practice and want to make the breath a little longer and not go with me, that's totally fine. Inhale through the left. Close it off, open the other, exhale fully. So continue at your own rhythm and pace if you need to. Inhale through the right. I'm doing about a 5-second breath in. Close it off, open the left, and exhale fully. Again, stick with your rhythm and pace if you need to. If you want to be with me, that's okay too. You may want to count your breaths, keep them steady and fluid. Continue at your rhythm and pace. And if you're soft and steady and not feeling tension from this, if this is new to you, stick with this. We're going to add little tiny pauses. So you're going to inhale. And you're going to pause for a moment full. No breath, holding the breath. And then you would close that nostril, open the other. Exhale. And you would pause for a moment empty. A moment meaning a second or two. Again, continue like this. If you choose to add the pauses on the fullness and emptiness, feel free. If it becomes too much, you let it go. You can always working at your own rhythm and pace. Soften your shoulders. Stick with it if you can. A few more cycles of alternate nostril breathing. Wherever you're at in the process, you guys, one more full cycle. So when you exhale out the right side, you'll do one more cycle, meaning one more time in the right, out the left, in the left, out the right. Take your time. Work at your own pace and rhythm. And then when you finish that final cycle, meaning you're exhaling out the right nostril, you're going to let your hands rest back in your lap, however comfortable they can be. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to let go of the alternate nostril breathing, let go of all manipulation of the breath. Take your time. We'll all meet in the same place. And we're going to simply go back to observing. So watch your breath as it comes in and out. Right, no manipulation, no effort, no lengthening. And if this is new and it is challenging, you can simply in your head when you're inhaling, just say inhale. And when you're exhaling, you can simply say exhale. Right? If you can do it without that, feel free. But if your mind just wanders so far away, you need something to help you stay here. Add the word inhale on the inhale and add the word exhale on the exhale. Again, it's not a lengthening, it's not a deepening, it's just an observation, the practice of watching. So subtle. And can you feel the passage of air as it comes in and out? Meaning, can you actually feel the air as it comes in the nose or in the mouth? Maybe not. It's okay. And it's just a means to help us keep our attention. Can you feel the body as it subtly expands and deflates? Right, again, we're not controlling, we're not manipulating. We're just observing. Observe where your breath goes. Does it fill your belly? Your chest? Somewhere else? Maybe you can't feel it. That's okay. Just notice each breath as it comes in and each breath as it goes out. Notice where your attention is. Again, you guys, we're training the mind to focus in the present moment, right? The breath is here. We're watching the breath without doing. So over and over again, we're going to bring our attention back to this moment, back to this breath. We notice we're not here and we bring it back. And the more we do it, the easier it does get. It's kind of like training a puppy or training our mind. It doesn't work the first time you ask. You got to keep with it. Persistence and patience. Noticing each breath as it comes and goes. And notice that each breath may be different, right? They might not be the same. One breath might be more in your belly. One breath might be more in your chest. You may breathe in and out of the nose for a while, then all of a sudden your breath shifts in and out of the mouth. Just notice the quality of each inhale and each exhale. Without doing, without labeling, without judging. Notice any sensation in the body. So there is sensation. And the longer we sit, sometimes the sensation gets a little stronger. And if you absolutely need to adjust your body, do. If you can try to stay and sit with the sensation without adjusting, you will. Notice what you're feeling. And try not to label it. So, oh my gosh, my hip hurts. Oh my gosh, my back hurts. And then there's a story that goes with that. Just feel the sensation without making it good or bad, without pushing it away or holding on to it. Just notice the feelings in the body as they come and go. Again, if your mind is very busy today and this is super challenging, come back to just the breath and the idea of inhaling, saying the word inhale in your head, and exhale with the breath. Notice any sounds in the environment. Hear what there is to hear without putting a name or a word to the sound. So there might be sounds outside of you. There might be sounds inside of you, right? So thoughts are sounds. Our head is constantly talking, right? There's thoughts that come up. This is an internal sound. Sometimes we can hear the breath. We can hear the heartbeat. We can hear the pulse, and we hear the thoughts. Can you see each thought as it comes and goes? Again, without holding on to the ones that you think are important or pushing away the ones that you don't like. Just simply allow each thought to rise and fall. Similar to the breath. Each breath comes and goes. Simply observing what is, without labeling or judging, without holding on to or pushing away. Just allowing each sensation, each breath, and even each thought to be part of the moment. Notice where your attention is. And bring it back again and again to this next inhale or exhale. Just as we sit and watch, the more we practice, the more we experience the ebb and flow of everything, right? Each breath comes and goes. Not one is the same as the next. Each sensation truly does come and go. And all the sounds, each sound externally, internally, they truly do come and go. And so we cling less. We start to cling less to the things that we label as important or good or fantastic or wonderful. And we start to push away less the uncomfortable moments, because we do just realize, we experience. It's not a knowing, it's not an intellectual knowing, it's an experience of this too shall truly pass. Last few minutes. Just observe your breath, and maybe that's it today. If you can extend it to the awareness of sensation and sound and thought. Watching, almost like you're watching TV. No agenda. Just observing. Notice where your attention is. And bring it back to this moment via breath, via sensation. And let your next breath, you guys, be a little more deep and full. And open your mouth, let it go. And gently bring your hands together to your heart. And bow your head towards your heart. And take a moment, you guys, and thank yourself for your effort. Thank yourself for showing up. And taking the time for self-care. All the benefit of the practice comes from the effort you put in. So again, meditation is a practice of observation and being present. Presence is a practice. And so be patient. But the more attentive we are and the more able we are to keep our attention on whatever we choose, the more we will be capable of creating the results we want in our life. So just pause for a moment and let's just sit in gratitude for about a minute. And think of all the things you're grateful for this time. Allow yourself to feel grateful. So we start by putting our attention on something, right? Gratitude. And then we allow ourselves to feel overwhelmingly grateful for the roof over our head and the clothes on our body. And not just grateful for the things that are easy to be grateful for, like those wonderful loved ones in our life. But maybe we can adopt some amount of gratitude towards the things that we would generally push away or consider challenging. Can you find an opportunity in the challenge to evolve, to practice the characteristics of the person you want to be? Can we maybe even welcome some of these uncomfortable moments with appreciation and gratitude? And then we minimize suffering. Guys, thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. May all beings everywhere know love and peace. Namaste.